What's up guys, Justin here with the CGEssentials.com, back with another Blender add-on video for you. So in today's video we're going to check out an add-on for quickly creating assets inside of Blender by using different preset inserts in order to create objects. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Alright, so Kit is an add-on for Blender specifically designed to help you do kit bashing. So basically what kit bashing is it's taking pre-made parts and pieces and putting them together in order to create a more complex whole. So in this case, like knobs and switches and a lot more than that are contained inside of this add-on, but this is designed to help you do that. And so basically what this add-on does is it helps you manage these assets and place them inside of your models. So all of these like knobs and switches and other things like that are all pre-made pieces or inserts that you can use in order to create more complex objects. This can be a huge time saver. Instead of going through and modeling out all of the different parts and pieces in here, so like modeling out the calculator top or the button top that's on here, you can just drop that onto a surface you've already created. So this is a huge time saver. I know some people don't like to do that and they like to manually model everything. Get where you're coming from, but a lot of the time to save time you can use a tool like this and it can be very helpful. And so there's two versions of this add-on. So there's a paid version and a free version. And so you can access the free version through Chipp Walters Gumroad, which I will link to in the notes down below. There's also a pro version, which is $35, and that one comes with a lot more features. So it comes with like snapping features that help you snap things onto different surfaces. So the pro version also has the ability to create your own inserts. It's the one that works with Kitops Synth as well as Kitops Parallax. So plus the pro version comes with inserts built in, specifically the Mega 300 Tech Kpacks, which is going to have like all of these different complex cutters in it. It's going to have like medium level cutters, other things like that, architectural objects, all built in. So if you want to have like a good library of things to kind of start with, the pro version can be a good start, but you can also use the free version and then download your own Kpacks elsewhere. And so one thing I do want to note about this is basically the way that this tool works is you import different packs of inserts, right? And there's tons of different inserts available. So there's a link to a page in here that has a ton of these. My internet is obviously having trouble loading the images, but you can download all sorts of different packs in here, from decals to actual like 3D geometry in here as well. And so let's take a look at this inside of Blender. And so the way this is going to work is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start by installing Kitops and enabling it. I think that's going to work the same with the pro and the free version. But one thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you set a folder for any Kpacks that you've created. So for example, for me, I have a folder in here where I've extracted like the cutters, Kpacks, and other things like that come with the Mega 3000 pack into my Kpacks folder. So you can see those in here. If you link to that folder, those are basically going to be individual Blender files that are set up as booleans that you can then import in order to create your different cuts. So make sure that you've linked back to the folder with the Kpacks inside of it. For me personally, it's worked the best when I've extracted the folders so that they're only one level in here. So I don't take all the MA objects and put them into an overall folder. I've got them in here as an individual folder, but that's just me. You can kind of mess around with this and see what works for you. But once you do that, what that's going to do is that's going to give you access to the library of Kpacks that's in here. So if you tap the N key, there's a button over here for Kitops. And so Kitops is going to pop up the Kitops window on the right hand side of the page. And so first off, there's going to be a window right here that allows you to see your different Kpacks or your packs of inserts. And notice how if I click the drop down, all of those are showing up in here. All of those folders are showing up, and I can just quickly access the different inserts. And so I can select the different Kpacks that are in here. So you should have all of these MA ones if you got the pro version. But let's take a look at let's go with the complex cutters right here. So these are basically objects that you can bring in and you can use to add detail to your object. So let's say, for example, that we wanted to add, we can go with this one right here. So what we would do is we would select our object, then we click on the button for Add Insert. Well, notice how when I click on the button for Add Insert, what that's going to do is that's going to add this in here. And I'm going to start by scaling this back up to like 25% right here. And then we'll do this again. But notice how I can place this on the surface anywhere I want. So I can move my mouse over the surface, and you can see how this object is going to basically align to the faces inside of my scene. And so notice how at the bottom of the page I've got options in here for, like, if I tap the F key, it's going to snap to a face if I tap the V key, these are going to snap to vertices. If I tap the E key, it's going to snap to edges. So what that's going to do is that's going to allow us to really quickly, that's going to allow us to actually snap to objects. That is a Pro feature. It's contained inside of the Pro version. But if I tap the N key, then I can just move my mouse and I can just place this wherever, right? So for this one, for example, I might click right here. Well, if we look at this, notice what this is doing is this insert has a Boolean set up so that it's actually going to cut into your object. So we're actually creating the 3D geometry in here inside of our scene. So if we look at this, right, if we turn all of our overlays off, you can see how this is actually coming in here and this is cutting out the geometry that you don't need and it's adding all of this additional detail. But then we can take this whole thing and we can do a Shift D and duplicate it along this surface right here. So we could use this in order to quickly add more detail to our surface. And you can access all of these inside of your folder right here. So we've got some other more complex ones as well. Note that this is creating a lot of geometry with the complex ones, so you probably want to be a little bit careful with that just from a performance standpoint. But say that we wanted to add this more complex object right here, we could click and we could do that. And notice how, again, this is just a really fast way to start adding that detail into your scenes, right? With the Booleans already being built in and the geometry that it's creating, it's just a really fast way to do this. And so not only can you use this to do cutters like this, but you can also, if you click the drop down in here and look at some of the other options in here, there's also objects for, like if we go to the mill box, for example, there's things like connectors in here. So we've got like data connectors, screws, other things like that. So what I could do, right, is I could just add the insert to this surface right here, and I could add that connector. And so once I place this, what I can do is I can come in here and I can adjust the scale using the scale slider right here in order to adjust that. There's also options in here to do interesting things like mirroring this. So let's say, for example, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move this cutter over here. But notice how I was able to quickly add this and it mirrors it across the object axes right here. So it's really easy to add this stuff from the library. So let's say I wanted to add this keypad. I can just add the insert right here. Just drop it on my surface. It's going to compile the shaders, but there we go. Then we could scale it up. If we wanted to, make it bigger. We could also move it in real time, right? So we could set the scale, we can move it along the surface. Whoops. So that's kind of the whole point of the inserts, is just to make this whole process really easy. So notice how this also supports decals. So for example, if I go to the decals folder, and there's not a ton in this folder, but we'll use this sketch style right here. We can just select our surface, click on add insert, and then you can just place the detail on the surface. Now, one thing I will say is if you're looking for just decals, probably Decal Machine is going to be a better fit. So this one doesn't give you a ton of options for how it's like bending around corners and other things like that, unless I'm missing it, which is possible. But note that this will support decal libraries as well. So another really cool function in here is there are also some inserts in this larger collection that are animated. So for example, let's say I wanted to add a fan on the surface. I could add the insert, and then let's say that we wanted it to snap, so we could tap the, we'll go with the F key in order to snap this. Notice how it's going to snap to the center here. And so if we place this on the surface and then click the play button, notice how this particular insert is actually animated. So it actually has movement associated with it. So there's a lot of different animation, there's a lot of different Kpacks and other things that you can get in order to add additional functionality to this. So note how some of these, like the decal, for example, support adjusting the colors. So what you could do is you could colorize this really quickly as well. So you can just go into the shader editor and adjust that. And then you could toggle how strong that effect is in here using the color on and off function. So you could also do some things like dragging your color into your emission shader and setting this so that it emits light as well. All right, so I will link to this add-on in the notes down below. I'd love to hear what you think about this add-on. I know there's opinions about kit bashing versus modeling everything all yourself. I get that. I think there's definitely a place for something like this, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.